A new day, a new experiment, so fakes strikes again. We got here a lithium cell 18650, the classic size, so on, and it's called Ultra-Fre. It's impossible to pronunciate this. It's supposed to be a ultra flare. As you can see, this is a really interesting piece of junk. Well, I'm really curious to see what's inside there and to have some, how can I say, some details. Let's have a battery autopsy today. So let me start with having the weight of this one. Okay, so 25 grams. So this is a laptop cell and it have 45 grams, and this is like 1400 or something. Anyway, so it's pretty workable. Let's see this one, 45, that's for sure. So this Ultra have 25 grams. That's the first step. So we have the weight for this. It's almost half than it have to be. And now let's see if we got any power in here, and I'm gonna use my low impedance, low resistance meter and battery meter in the same time for having some results. This is a very nice 4-point measuring system, and we have 0, 14 something volts and 116 milliohms. Well, that's not so bad, but the voltage, it's absolutely out of everything. Let me see what's happening if I'm trying to charge this, and I'm gonna use my antimatter lithium charger. This is a really nice piece of equipment. We have any way to connect this? No, so I have to use some magnets. I'm sorry, my dear friend, but I have to destroy your face. We'll use 2 of these coming from laptop hard disks, and they are very useful in this purpose. You see, very nice to connect any cell. Okay, there we go. Charging, let's go, half of amp. So we have a low voltage function here too. This is a really nice and interesting charging device, because it can even have a kind of checking for low voltage, and if the element or the cell is still able to take a charge. This is really nice. And you can see over here we have a charging and checking at 100 milliamps, and we have a voltage of 2.9 volts. Oh, just let it run for now. I'll be back at the end of the charging. So the checking phase, it's over, and the charger considered this element good for charging. And as you see, we have a half of amp charging current, and let's see how much we can put in this Ultra-Fre. Ultra-Fre. That's a very interesting name. Fre. That sounds like a rap something. Okay, I'll be back at the end of the process. Here we are after 2 hours and 8 minutes, and we got like 541 milliamps into this cell. Now I'm gonna have a discharge test. So advertised like being 4200, and it's not, it's around maybe 10% or something. Okay, so let's start the discharging test. We'll do the same story with 500 milliamps. I don't want to stress it too much, so there was no problem with hitting it. And let's wait for the discharging test. Okay, so we have the discharging results. After 37 minutes we have around 350 milliamps, so less than 10% of the capacity advertised here. And now something, I think it's time to dismantle this, and let's have a look inside. But first let me do a pretty crazy experiment. Right, we are on 20 amps here on my voltmeter, ammeter, and 382 amps. That's pretty okay. Somehow a short circuit I don't recommend it, because it's pretty dangerous. Let's try to dismantle this guy. First let me have the cover out. So this is pretty dangerous. That's why I'm gonna move all this dismantle part in my working shop. Okay, so here we are. I may say cell is still pretty energized, so please don't try that at home. I'm doing this because I want to show you, if you are curious, what's happening inside. So please don't do that at home. Is there something fixing the top? Looking like. I'm kind of afraid, even this is a very bad element or cell. I'm still afraid to do that. So let me take the energy out. I have to short somehow, still okay, to short the terminals here and to get rid of the extra power. 27 degrees. It's very hot outside. We have like 30 degrees today. So you can see we have a really fast discharge. That's another proof that the cell is just junk. 3 amps in short. It's not even heating up, but I'm still afraid to have that in my hands. So let me have gloves and of course goggles. That's really necessary. You really don't know how are these things reacting. So instead of trying later, let's do this from the beginning. And now I can short the things. These are pretty okay. It's rubber, you may say, but they are good enough. Yeah, the capacity is dropping really, really fast. I can't hear any noise, smell, but still having 1.2 amps. This is amazing. Come on, come on. And steady 1.2. That's interesting. Okay, I think that will be enough. Oh, there are sparks, yes. Is there anything interesting in there? Or it's a cell in a cell, like they usually trick. Do we have a temperature here? 29 degrees. Nothing dangerous yet. 31 inside there, 32. And growing? No. So, well, it's not a cell like I thought. So it's looking like, now I feel it's getting a little bit warm. 32 degrees, 33. No. So I thought it's the classic trick, having a small cell in a big one, but it proves no. It proves not. You can see the foils inside there. So this was a kind of proper battery or cell, in fact. Okay, that was one of the terminals. I think this is plus. Let me see. Right, this is plus. I mean, it was plus. And it's open. Well, it's not even smelling. And there we are. That's the cell, inside the cell, with all the elements and everything in there. Graphite, copper, and of course everything to have a proper battery. What I can say is the cell was pretty, you see, the cell was pretty well built, no doubt about, but not enough capacity, so I may say this was a real fake. I thought I would encounter that kind of a scam, you know, like a small cell in a big pack, but this one was properly done. A lot of parts, a lot of materials. The single point is that it's not what it have to be, only 10% of the capacity, and that's it. Okay, I hope it was nice. For me anyway, it's a very funny experiment, and please like and subscribe. Let me know your comments, and see you soon with some other projects. Bye bye.